Oh, B.
What are you making?
Oh, B.
Oh, what?
Nicola. Nicola.
Are you?
Okay, I got it. There we go. Another one? Oh.
Lost me, I'm sitting here with so much sea between us. I can't make it much more clear. There'll be no time for crying. Making more than I'll change my take you'll be, but I don't think it will stay.
You ever have one of those brief, like mundane little moments in your life that seem really simplistic, seem really trivial to other people, but to you they kind of stick out really memorably? They're just so powerful or kind of strike awe on you that they stick out to you.
Yes, I have, George, many times.
The other night I was looking through old video footage of me as a baby, like an infant, and I came across this one clip that really stood out to me, and it was me with my dad. He was filming, and I was just a little baby walking around his basement, just playing around, being me, and he was capturing the whole moment for a while, and a song played on the radio, and this is what really stood out to me. This song, I don't know if you're familiar with the band Procol Harum. That particular song, when it played, it fit so perfectly. And I feel like it maybe just wasn't a coincidence that I found it, because after that, I was blown away by the song, and I searched it, downloaded it, and then when my mom looked at it, she said, "Oh yeah, your dad loved that band." And she showed me the CD that was played in that very basement, and it stayed with us for all these years. That was 1997, after he passed away, after all of this changed. It was just really, I don't know, it stayed with me. And it was really powerful, and I feel like that little clip just summed up that time, my relationship with my dad. It summed it up perfectly, the innocence. It was just this insignificant moment documented as proof of a more innocent time. So as you can see, it really...
It really touched you. Yeah. So it's good that you have something of your father and you together to relate to strengthen the bonds that you had and may not have remembered because you were so young, but now that you have that video, it really will, when things get tough, refer to the video. Know that he loved you.
So, have you guys ever seen Phantom of the Opera?
Obviously.
I watched it for the first time the other day.
What'd you think?
Was it the musical, actual production, or was it the movie?
It was just a movie. You
I haven't
liked
watched
it?
the movie. You need to see
Hey,
the
Mason.
live on Broadway version.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, did we when did Mrs. Hanson say that essay was due on Hamlet? Was it next week sometime or?
I feel like she might have said Tuesday, but I'm not entirely certain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is due Tuesday. Just making sure. I'm about halfway through it. Make sure that.
Yeah, I haven't even started, and I'm kind of dreading it. I mean, I can't even remember half the story of Hamlet, let alone write 3 pages on it.
Yeah, I kind of think it's pretty interesting, just personally.
Wait, hey, hang on, hold the phone. Who added George? Isn't he that autistic kid?
Dude,
We got him.
what is wrong with you?
He's really freaking weird. He shakes all the time when he's talking. He can barely get a word out, and when he does get a word out, you can barely hear him because he's talking so freaking softly. And his lips, they are absurdly large. It's kind of
Lips are huge. What's a really big deal? What else do you notice in people's appearances?
Yeah, man, it's kind of
Speaking
really...
of appearances, Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, God.
Jennifer, she was so good at American Hustle.
You know, I disagree. I thought she was a bit too young for the part.
I feel...
From the experiences I've had concerning this, and I've been avoiding them lately for the most part, fortunately. I mean, it's not always easy to avoid them entirely every day, but for most of the days I've been avoiding them. I just kind of wanted to ask, why do people put other people down to feel good?
That's a good question, and it's one, George, that a lot of adults have been trying to figure out. I know as a child I had infantile asthma, and so I was not allowed to do any heavy activity. So I was quite obese as a little girl, and my brothers used to make a lot of fun of me. I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why somebody in my own family who's supposed to love me would hurt me so badly. It took me a little while to realize I demanded a lot of my parents' time, so therefore I think they were jealous. So it happens to all of us.
Yeah, and I think that it's definitely a contribution to my own anxieties and insecurities. And I think that it has been also an attribution to why I may feel that I haven't lived, I guess, my recent years, my teenage years, as I would have wanted to live them. But I think it's pivotal as part of my growth as a person to acknowledge that, acknowledge what's in front of me, acknowledge my struggles and face them. I don't know, I just find this melancholic beauty in all the short-lived relationships and missed opportunities we encounter in everyday human life. But within every fully lived life lies at least a dozen other unlived lives.
That's true. And I don't think you realize how mature, far beyond your years you've become.
Thank you. I'd like to think that I just don't like to sound conceited, but I like them to think that though. Also, not to change the subject, but
Oh, no, that's fine, George. This is your time.
well, I usually talk to you about my struggles and the negative things and the sad parts of my life. But I hope that doesn't come off as I have nothing but sad things in my life, because that's actually not true. Just this year and even the year before, I've been becoming far more social. But I've been breaking out of my shyness to make new friends. And I've created a lot more lasting memories because of that. I've been to bowling alleys, I've been to football games, I've been with a lot of friends that I've made in classes, and it's become really beneficial, and it's just really, really fun and interesting to get to know these people outside of class. I've made some good memories and even some bonds, some very close friendships, and those are memories I will keep near to me for a long time. It just made me feel like, I was being accepted, acknowledged, and it's really something how just the little outlets that I get can make all the difference for me. That kind of just recharges my soul, just that, people care. I just think about how wherever I may go after this year, my mom's already been talking about packing up to move out. She thinks moving out will be good for me, and I do agree with her. But I keep thinking about, I got this fresh future ahead of me. Will it be a great new chapter, or will I just make the same mistakes and screw up again? Will it just turn out to be another high school phase of goodness in spurts at parts, and then other parts where I just kind of screw over other opportunities I may have, and this is how I've lost some friends, and I've made some friends, and I'm trying to keep friends, and I don't know. I've been trying hard. I've had friends at football games, even though they've usually too busy with their own other groups of friends for me to really hang out with them much. And then I've talked to people on Skype. That didn't always turn out too well, but I've been coming through it, and I feel like I keep assuring myself I've come this far, and I can do it. But sometimes I don't know. I think also about my dad. If he were here, what would he say to me? What would he feel about the person I've become? What would he be disappointed? I don't know. I look at some of the things I may have said or did, and I feel my dad wouldn't say that. I mean, nobody's perfect. Nobody ever will be perfect, and this world will never be perfect, and I accept that. But look, from what I knew about my dad at that point of his life, that I knew he had just an endlessly beautiful heart. I don't know if I have that same kind of heart. It's really, I'm sorry. It's panicking me. There's all this pain that keeps surfacing. I can't get rid of it easily. People just tell me to move on and grow up. It's not that easy. It's not easy. It takes time. It might take a couple days. It might take my entire college career. It's just freaking me out.
George, it'll be all right. Let me ask you something. Have you ever thought that you've never lost your father? That he is in your heart, he's in your mind, and he's part of him is in you. Know, George, that what you do from this point forward is up to you. You have to have faith in yourself. You are worthy, and just go forward. Remember that you have the support of everybody who knows you and cares about you. Love yourself.
Hey, George. What's going on, George?
Nothing. How you guys been?
Good, all right. We're about to get the coffee out. Let's go.
There's you, you're sleeping over there, whilst me, I'm sitting here with so much sea between us. I can't make it much more clear. There'll be no time for crying. We won't make it more than 6. I could change my plea to guilty, but I don't think it would stick. Still, those are the ratings, far too easy to despise. You said so much in silence, now I truly am disguised. Let him who fears his heart alone stand up and make a speech. For him, perhaps an emperor's throne, if he